Hey YouTube land, it's Tychondra doing another action figure review, and this time it's for the Batman 12-inch scale Batman Missions True Moves Batgirl. This is the new 2018 line that Mattel has pushed out. They've hit shelves here about maybe a month and a half ago. I do know there is a couple of figures in the line that are single packed like this. There's a double pack, and then I did recently see a triple pack. What's interesting is that I'll get into the triple pack near the end of this review because it's interesting, because one of the figures I have for a comparison I will mention. So onto the box itself. So you got this box style window box packaging. So you got Batgirl showcased on all sides. You got other figures in the line down in the bottom corner, a whole bunch of illegal mumbo jumbo, and then you got a 11 points of articulation image, which is inaccurate for this figure, and I'll show you why in a minute. So it is interesting that the prototype is quite different to the finished product. Well, it's not entirely different, but there's a good few glaring changes. So just to measure the figure from head to toe, she is just around 11 inches, just under 11 with the points of her ears. And I will mention, now it's probably not on all figures, but it was on my figure, and I did notice it when I was picking up the figure. When I picked her up first, there was a big seam line down her cheek from where the head was molded. The head, I think, is a 3-piece mold, so you have the cowl is one piece, the face is another, and then the hair is another piece, and it's all just kind of slapped together. So the head is on a ball joint. What's interesting is it's actually different to the one that's shown on the box art. So on the box art you actually have the hair going behind the figure's head completely, and it's the same on all the images on the figure, or for the box art. Whereas as you can see, this cowl of the hair is actually on the front. There's a bit of hair coming down. She does have hinge joints in the elbow and the shoulders that go out that much. It is hindered by the sculpted armor, and then it can rotate all the way around. It has a 90-degree bend in the elbow. No wrist swivel, which is uncommon for this line. This is supposed to have like the 11 points of articulation, and one of the points that they point out on the box is a wrist swivel. She doesn't have that, which is another interesting point. I'm not sure if it's just because she's a female body type and the wrist swivel would have been too small a peg to make, which I don't think should have really affected the figure, but there you go. She does have splits, can do splits that much. Does forward and back on the hip. Back is hindered by the sculpt of the butt armor, and over 90-degree bend on the leg, and nothing in the ankle. Another interesting point that's different from the prototype is she has the kind of yellow cloak compared to the actual image on the box, which is she actually has a black cloak on that, or black cape, sorry. So she has a different cape, different wrist swivels, because even on the box, for the prototype on the box, you can actually see on this image where she's kind of standing to the side, she has her wrist pointed in as if it's been swiveled, even though the elbow is actually, like, to do that pose with the figure you'd have to break the elbow. But all in all, she's quite a good figure. Now this is the other figure I'm just bringing in as a size comparison, which is the Joker from this line, and as you can see, she's a good bit smaller than the Joker, which is true to power from most iterations of Batgirl. She's always depicted as sort of a shorter character to some of the male characters, but even still, she is quite a good figure. Her belt is actually a sculpted piece as well. It's like a separate plastic piece that's glued into place, but it's not removable. It's completely glued, so it's permanently at that kind of slight angle as well, which is kind of a disappointment. I thought it might be a separate piece that you could, position yourself, but it's actually glued into place. And getting back to that 3-pack, there is a 3-pack that I mentioned earlier in my video, and it does have 3 figures in it, and one of which is this exact same Joker, but he's a repaint done in the purple, his kind of standard purple and white kind of these black, the black waistcoat here and the black pants are all purple, and he has like a whitish waistcoat. And what's interesting as well is his hair is actually a lighter green than what this version of Joker is, and that one comes with another Robin. Now I'm not sure if that's different to the single pack one, but it could be. and there's also another Batman which has sort of harnesses going down him, and I'm not sure if that one. I have seen pictures of it up on the Smith's website as a coming soon type thing, but the price range on it is only it only shows a single picture of the Batman, so I don't know if it's that set. But I did see that 3-pack set in Tesco's over here in Ireland, and it was €50, and I just thought it was way too much for the 3 figures. They have no accessories, and they're just like fairly solid plastic. So, and the basic price on these guys themselves are around €13. So for 3 figures for €50, that works out way more than what you're paying for a single figure. So I just thought it was a bit of a rip off, so I didn't pick it up. But if it goes down in price, I probably will, and I'll do a review of it. But there you go, guys. Quick video review for the Batgirl figure. Do recommend picking her up. She is good. She does have her issues, as I said. The wrist swivel is the kind of one, and that you need to keep an eye out on the face sculpt just to see if there's mold lines as well. But other than that, she's a nice and enough figure for either, I'd say, customizers could go to town and make her look really cool, or even just if you want a really cool looking Batgirl figure on your shelf. Same with Joker and the Batman from this line. They all tend to be they're not too kiddish in proportions or design, so they kind of look really good, and you can pose them on your shelf if you're a collector, so they're quite nice. So there you go, guys. Quick video review for the Batgirl figure, and as I say in my videos, please feel free to like, comment and subscribe to my channel. Cheers, guys.